Good evening and welcome to NoorNews. Tonight, we lead with the passing of former Chinese Premier Zhu Rongji, followed by a miraculous rescue in Colombia and the latest shifts in American economic policy. Let's begin our coverage with the news from Beijing. Former Chinese Premier Zhu Rongji has passed away at the age of 97 following an illness, according to reports from state media on Wednesday. Zhu, who served as the country's premier from 1998 to 2003, is widely remembered for his pivotal role in steering China's economic trajectory during a period of rapid transformation. According to the BBC, his tenure was defined by aggressive market-oriented reforms, including the restructuring of state-owned enterprises and China's successful accession to the World Trade Organization in 2001. These policies are credited with laying the foundation for the country's extraordinary economic rise over the subsequent 2 decades. Often referred to as the economic czar, Zhu was known for his pragmatic approach to governance and his efforts to modernize the nation's financial systems. His death marks the passing of a significant figure in modern Chinese history, whose influence on the country's integration into the global economy remains a subject of extensive study. State media outlets have released an official obituary, detailing his contributions to the nation's development and his long-standing career within the Communist Party. As the country reflects on his legacy, analysts note that his reformist policies continue to shape the structural framework of the Chinese economy today. In Colombia, rescue teams have successfully pulled a 32-year-old woman alive from the wreckage of a building, 36 hours after a powerful earthquake struck the region. The recovery followed an intensive 10-hour operation, during which emergency personnel worked to clear heavy slabs of concrete and debris that had trapped the survivor. According to reports from the BBC and Al Jazeera, the woman was located deep within the rubble of a collapsed structure, necessitating a delicate and prolonged extraction process to ensure her safety. Emergency responders utilized specialized equipment and canine units to pinpoint her location before carefully navigating the unstable ruins. While the region continues to grapple with the aftermath of the seismic event, this rescue has provided a rare moment of hope amidst the ongoing disaster relief efforts. Local authorities have confirmed that the woman is currently receiving urgent medical attention at a nearby hospital, though her specific condition remains undisclosed. Search and rescue teams continue to comb through the affected areas, as the window for finding survivors remains a critical priority for international and local aid agencies operating on the ground. Further updates regarding the broader impact of the earthquake are expected as assessments continue. Saudi Minister of Foreign Affairs Prince Faisal bin Farhan held a telephone conversation on Wednesday with Egypt's Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Egyptian expatriates, Dr. Badr Abdelhadi, to address critical regional developments. According to the Saudi Gazette, the discussion focused on the evolving geopolitical landscape and the ongoing efforts by both Riyadh and Cairo to bolster security and stability across the region. The call underscores the continued diplomatic coordination between the two nations as they navigate complex challenges impacting the Middle East. Both ministers emphasized the importance of maintaining open channels of communication to address shared concerns and promote regional peace. This exchange follows a series of high-level diplomatic engagements aimed at aligning the strategic interests of Saudi Arabia and Egypt regarding regional security frameworks. As the situation in the region remains fluid, the two foreign ministers reaffirmed their commitment to collaborative approaches in addressing potential threats and fostering long-term stability. The conversation highlights the depth of the bilateral relationship and the proactive role both countries play in regional diplomacy. Further updates on these discussions are expected as both ministries continue to monitor regional developments and coordinate their respective foreign policy responses to ensure collective security and regional prosperity. Annual inflation in the United States has eased to 3.4% for the month of July, signaling a potential cooling in the broader economy. According to reports from the BBC and Al Jazeera, the decline is largely attributed to a stabilization in food and fuel costs, which have exerted significant pressure on consumer budgets over the past year. While the overall headline figure shows a downward trend, analysts note that housing costs remain a persistent factor, keeping prices slightly elevated compared to pre-inflationary targets. The data suggests that while the Federal Reserve's monetary policy is beginning to impact the cost of living, the path toward the central bank's 2% target remains gradual. Economists are now closely monitoring upcoming labor market reports to determine if the cooling in consumer prices will be sustained through the remainder of the third quarter. Despite the relief at the grocery store and the gas pump, the housing sector continues to present a challenge for policymakers aiming to balance price stability with economic growth. Market participants are currently adjusting their expectations for future interest rate adjustments in light of these latest figures, as the debate continues regarding how long restrictive policies will need to remain in place to ensure long-term stability. Former U.S. President Donald Trump has asserted that the United States maintains total control over the Strait of Hormuz, declaring that the country intends to keep that position. According to Al Jazeera, these comments were made during a recent campaign event, where Trump emphasized the strategic importance of the waterway and the role of American military presence in the region. The Strait of Hormuz remains one of the world's most critical maritime choke points, serving as a vital transit route for a significant portion of global oil supplies. While the United States has historically maintained a robust naval presence in the Persian Gulf to ensure freedom of navigation, the claim of total control reflects a broader geopolitical stance regarding American influence in Middle Eastern waters. Analysts note that such rhetoric often surfaces during election cycles, highlighting the ongoing debate over U.S. foreign policy and its commitment to securing international shipping lanes. The strait has frequently been a site of tension between Washington and Tehran, with both sides periodically engaging in posturing regarding maritime security. As of now, international maritime law continues to govern the transit of vessels through these waters, despite the competing strategic interests of regional and global powers involved in the area. Members of Donald Trump's cabinet remained aboard a decoy aircraft following the former president's quiet departure from a NATO summit in Turkey. According to reports from the BBC, the security maneuver was orchestrated as a direct precaution due to heightened tensions involving Iran. While the official delegation and press corps remained on the primary plane, the former president transitioned to a separate, secondary aircraft to facilitate a more secure exit from the region. The BBC notes that this type of decoy strategy is occasionally employed during high-stakes international travel to mitigate potential threats against high-profile officials. The incident, which occurred during a period of significant geopolitical volatility, highlights the complex logistical and security protocols required for presidential movements in sensitive areas. While the decoy plane remained on the tarmac with cabinet members inside, the former president's flight path was altered to ensure his safe transit away from the summit location. The BBC's account of these events provides insight into the rigorous protective measures maintained by security details when operating in proximity to volatile zones. This report, which carries a high degree of verification, underscores the extent of the precautions taken to protect the former president during his international engagements. Thank you for joining us for this verified update on today's global headlines. We will continue to track these developing stories throughout the night. NoorNews, verified before published.